I'm just staring at my wall there. Give me a sec, guys. Give me one sec. One sec, one sec, one sec. All right, we got the vote. You guys ever see that? I just like putting up absurd polls. So it looks like we're all Nicki Minaj in the lead here. Starships were meant to fly. Oh, you ever see that video? That video would make me crazy because that it was in Hawaii and there were the spaceships, and I was like, oh, I moved to Hawaii and I made the spaceships. So I started thinking that I'm Nicki Minaj. All right, guys, let's see. What are we gonna do? Coffee has really slowed down lately. So I'm thinking of maybe just doing the spaceships and coffee. Yeah, my wife just spends too much money. I feel like coffee just isn't enough. It's too stressful. What if the stock market crashes and you guys stop buying coffee? Now what? Now, so I'm thinking, hey Aaron, I'm mailing out your coffee again today. I didn't see it, so sorry about that. Once it hits the post office, it should be 3 to 5 days. But and all your other stuff has been going out. Um, Total time it should get to you should be about 7 to 10 business days. Usually, sometimes less. Iron Sword, how you doing? Yeah, coffee's been super slow, and I think it's my hair. I think since I cut my hair, people don't buy coffee from me anymore. So I think I need to be maybe I need to be selling spaceships. I was thinking tomorrow. I hired an engineer to make spaceships, starships. We're meant to fly. And I didn't. No, I hired a guy named Paxton. You ordered a lot of coffee, Aaron. I appreciate it. So I saw the last few days of orders was like all Aaron Brown. It was like everything mostly Aaron Brown. So you've been keeping the ship afloat. It's just that usually it's one person. I realize there's always like one person who orders like a majority, not a majority, but like a significant chunk of the coffee. That's been you, Aaron. So here's to Aaron Brown. Thank you, Aaron Brown. I don't think it's Aaron Brown. It's Aaron Reese. Where does that name come from? So it's a close tie between a lot of you guys on the inside are Taylor Swift. You're looking for that love, and you got Nicki Minaj. The other ones are Nicki Minaj. You guys just partying. You guys are wild. So half and half here. We got half of you are Democrats, half of you are Republicans, and then we got Britney Spears, who's just she's just crazy, and Selena Gomez is like a good girl. I'm all of them. This is I just want to see, you know, I'm giving the choice of all the parts of me to see which. I'm all of them. It depends on the day. Some days depends on the time of day, actually. So some days I'm Taylor Swift. A lot of days I'm Britney Spears. A lot of days. Once in a while I'm Selena, and then other times I'm Nicki. Nicki Minaj is probably the other half of the time. Maybe after I drink my white coffee, then I'm Nicki Minaj for a good 2 or 3 hours. Taylor Swift in the lead, looking for that love. Just got married. How long's that gonna last? I don't know. What's she gonna sing about? No more broken hearts. No more broken hearts. All right, guys. Coffee's been tougher. I don't know. I don't know what's going on. You guys are trying to get in the cheap coffee, the Escalate deals, the K cups. Think people got to cut back on their budgets, spending too much, giving too much money to the Arabs. You guys are spending all your money on the Arab coffee, the the oil. Hey, Cleve. So you don't have money for coffee for people. You're spending all your money on coffee for your car. All right, what are we doing here? So, if you guys are just joining me, I'm my name's Ed. I'm coming to you live from Rooster Farm, not Rooster Farms. Coming to you live. It sure does, right? It sure does. It sure does. The economy sure does suck. I think I'm gonna jump ship and just focus on spaceships. Anyway, I'm just kidding. Nicki Minaj, starships are meant to fly. All right, guys. So I am doing Hawaiian coffee. I got I got medium roast coming pretty soon of the Hawaiian. I know some of you guys have been waiting for the medium roast, but I don't have it yet. And I don't want to sell it until I have it. Otherwise, we're gonna be waiting 3 4 days for it. I got some pea berry, light, medium, and dark pea berry. That's my like. And I think the economy must be really bad because I'm staying right here. I'm staying right here. I'm not trying to leave. Elon Musk must be really sad if he wants to move to Mars. I feel like Elon Musk is actually Taylor Swift on the inside. Because if you're trying to move to Mars, it means you got a broken heart. Poor guy. Or he lost his mind. I think you're right about that, Robin. I think what happened, you see, he's got the googly eyes, right? You see the googly eyes. I think when he bought Twitter, the liberals at Twitter just drugged him, just threw every drug they had in him, and he just lost it. Because after Twitter, he reminded me of myself, just going online and writing. That's what they do, That's what they do. They give you drugs to adjust you, and I'm a liberal. No, I'm too liberal for the liberals. They don't know what to make of me. Liberals are pretty conservative. They're not really that. They don't know what to make of me. They're not liberal enough for me. All right, guys, let's not talk about politics. That always gets me in trouble. Now you guys are gonna be reporting me. You are gonna be reporting me. I lost it. I didn't even have a narrative today. Not applicable. I didn't even start with a narrative. I don't even want to sell coffee anymore. It's too hard to sell coffee on here. We can talk about Elon Musk though. He's not politics. He's just he's just a punching bag. I don't even know. It's still dark out here. Sounds like it's gonna be sunny like every day. How's the weather over there? Where are you guys coming from? You need to sell some coffee. It's gotten harder to sell coffee. Wisconsin. And those Indians. I think they spoke English. Pretty sure English was a universal language. Anyway, yeah, my mom is out there in the Northeast. Which part of the Northeast? My mom's been out there in the Northeast, and she was like, her AC broke down. You didn't bring the coffee. Back down. She said it was, yeah, she said it was pouring like yesterday. Excuse me. Wisconsin. I had a guy from Wisconsin working for us, and then he moved to DC and wanted to work for the government after. Satellites. That's right. Elon Musk. He's our man. I actually think Elon Musk got really depressed and he tried to join the CIA. That's what I heard. I shouldn't have told you guys that. Darn it. Now I'm gonna go to jail. Like, it's alright. They can't get me for anything because I'm crazy. Everyone says that, but when shit really hits the fan, no one's gonna be there for you. I didn't say anything. You might, that's true. Yeah, but I was gonna say I could tell that the economy's bad because definitely Kona coffee prices are going down a little bit. So at least you'll send me popcorn, Sandon. It is scary though. When shit hits the fan, no one's there for you. Not your wife, not your friends. No one's there for you. And once you realize that, then you live in your life. Or once you've experienced that. Not only are they not there for you, they're anti there for you. They're gonna take other people's side. They're gonna take the other side. They're not gonna help you. Not only not gonna help you, but they're gonna blame you. They're gonna anti help you. They guarantee. I guarantee you. They're gonna anti help you. I think anyway, whatever. Alright, let's get started. What should we do? Now that we're all upbeat and feeling good, now that I put that optimism in your head, I feel like you guys all I have is the same old stuff. Hawaiian coffee. And if you guys are new, this coffee is guaranteed not to give you any acid reflux or indigestion. Nothing but good news. It's true. Guaranteed. No one's gonna help you. Is that makes sense? Definitely, people cut back on coffee on whatnot. It's all right though. I actually just enjoy making you guys my therapists. I was watching on TikTok and they said if everything hits the fan, what you need to have stocked up is ibuprofen and Tylenol. Those are the most liquid commodities. They said during the Yugoslavia genocide, people who had gold coins, they didn't get anywhere. It didn't help. They couldn't make any money. Why am I all blurry? Yeah, they but people the most the most liquid asset you can have is Tylenol and ibuprofen. So I was going to go to Costco yesterday and just buy a ton of Tylenol and ibuprofen. And then I'll start freaking out for some reason. Sometimes I do that. I just start getting really stressed out. So I was gonna buy these big bottles because they said people during in Sarajevo and that place were total chaos. But I don't think that's ever gonna happen in America. Americans are actually really nice people. When shit hit for the fan during COVID, everyone just hung out. And I remember when shit hit the fan in New York City when we had that big blackout, everyone just hung out. So I actually don't think that's gonna happen. You're not gonna eat the Tylenol, you're trading it. They said, like people would trade Tylenol for people. Tylenol was worth more than gold. You try going out and buying bread with gold, no one wanted your gold. But if you tried to buy it with Tylenol, everyone wanted your Tylenol. They said, for old people, for kids, because people knew, if you can't get your kid, you can't break your fever for a kid, then you got two adults out for a week. And during a genocide, that's not going to work out. So, but I don't think that's going to happen in America, honestly. Every time shit has hit the fan in America, it's been like a party. Everyone just hangs out. So, I actually think it's better when shit hits the fan. Anyone try the OG? Except maybe Louisiana. When that happened, I heard there was crazy stuff. I guess it depends on where you live, but generally speaking, I don't really think Americans aren't like that. Not looking good. Yeah, I escaped to Hawaii. I bounced. I was like, this place is getting scary. I'm moving to Hawaii, and then now I'm here, and now I miss you guys. I'm like, now I'm no, I don't know. Can't swim. Yep, good place. Big island. Not even Oahu. I got a big moat. All right, guys. I'm not selling anything today. Off grade. The OG. It's the commercial coffee. It's a coffee that's the same grade as the coffee you guys are drinking every day, but way better. All right, looks like Taylor Swift is the winner today. So most of you guys have a broken heart. Britney Spears though came up from behind. Britney Spears. So you guys are also crazy. All right, we're gonna put an end to this poll. People are wandering in and wondering what the hell is going on here. Nicki Minaj, what is she? She's just partying. I would suggest you get our dark. I would suggest you try so our coffee is guaranteed not to give you any acid reflux or indigestion. That's the first part. Otherwise, we'll give you your money back. And reason why it won't give you acid reflux or indigestion is because of how we pick our coffee and how ripe it is that we pick our coffee and how we pay our people. In a pound of our coffee, we pay our people $10 to $15 a pound of roasted coffee, whereas in a place like Honduras, they're getting paid 10 cents. Excuse me, I drank a soda this morning, so I'm gonna be burping. I had this ginger mule instead of coffee because we don't have any coffee. It's too early to make coffee and wake my wife up. So, our coffee is guaranteed not to give you acid reflux ingestion. All this coffee is grown in the U.S., never sprayed with any chemical pesticides. I'm only using naturally occurring soil funguses and soil bacteria on this coffee, so the coffee is clean. It won't give you any jitters or acid reflux because of how ripe it is. We wait for the coffee to come deep red, purple, or brown before taking it off the trees. And so the coffee is overripe. It's like letting a banana turn brown or an apple turn brown. You got the $1, Michael. And it's like when you let a banana turn brown, all of the enzymes become sugar. All of the all the enzymes convert the starches and the acidity into sugar. It converts the bitterness into fragrance. Right. So our coffee is just rich. You could really taste the toasted caramel. It's almost to me it feels like a caramelized cherry. Like just there's so much sugar in there. It still tastes like coffee. The dark roast still tastes like coffee, right? But just without any of the bitterness, without any of the sourness, it's just like a syrup. It's like this toasted. cherry syrup or something like that. So it's just way sweeter. It's hard to even once you drink this coffee, you're not gonna be able to go back. Like you're you guys have been drinking unripe coffee your entire life. Basically, you've been drinking like orange juice made from sour oranges, and people almost like Tang or Sunny D, where you have to throw sugar in there just to make it palatable. Whereas our coffee, you don't even have to throw sugar in it; it's already sweet, and we've just been conditioned to accept, you know, how coffee was 100 years ago. We'd have to put it on a boat and sail it for like 8 months before it got to port, so it was moldy. So you would want unripe coffee, just like you guys get unripe fruit in the stores because otherwise it would rot by the time it got to the supermarket. And then it's moldy too because it was sitting on a ship for almost a year before it gets to port. So now you roast it really dark to kill the mold. And that's just how we're like, okay, well, coffee is supposed to be bitter, it's supposed to be sour, it's supposed to be moldy. That's just what you got to deal with. That's not true. So this coffee is all grown in the U.S. You'll see. Like you barely, if you use sugar. Good morning, plant lover. You'll want to use a little bit of sugar. Blame it on the government. Michael. I don't know if it's the government's fault in this case. That cracked me up though. Just blame it on the government. So, dark roast is one you want to start with. It's um it's the one that tastes like coffee. So it's still got the full rich coffee flavor just without the bitterness. But it has coffee, the flavor develops as you roast it darker. And you guys are used to drinking like very, very dark coffee. Our dark roast is more like a medium dark. It's really not that dark. We do have a darker one here and there, but we don't have it right now. And so these are my larger 12-ounce bags here. We can't even do a rush order if you wanted me to. Everything is their fault, and but you want to join the government. I'm just kidding. That's what my wife says. I must be the government because my wife says everything's my fault. Even she closed an elevator door on herself, and it's my fault. She Everything's my fault. I don't need to get into it. Exactly. So Michael, you must be the wife of America. Everything's my fault. I'm the government. It's like I feel like that's where Jesus comes in, right? Everything's he died, paid for it all. But still, it's our fault. My wife needs to find Jesus. She needs to go blame someone else because it's not. I got blamed. He's the original husband. Everything's his fault. It's different because he took the blame. We have to be like Jesus. We don't want to be blamed. He took it voluntarily. I wish Dolo. I do think I was created by the sea. I think I was 3D printed, 3D printed, but I'm an entrepreneur. I created it myself. And I said, "Do you want it?" And they said, "We don't want you." So now I gotta get on Whatnot and just try to hustle because they don't want me. But if it was, finally they did something good, right? They finally did something good. Finally. Finally, you get something good out of it. All right. So, Hawaiian coffee, 100%. The previous farmer at Rooster Farms was a Vietnam vet, and his name was Mike Craig, and he was missing fingers. He actually jumped an extra order. Nice, that's good. Did I send you two? Sometimes that happens too. You get a lot of free stuff on here. And he jumped on a grenade to save his buddy. So he was missing fingers and he had shards of metal in his heart. And I already saw my house. We don't have any walls, so he couldn't retire because no one wanted to buy his house. So then we bought his house. And now my wife yells at me every day about it. Biggest mistake of my life. Not the biggest one. I've made bigger ones. It actually wasn't a huge mistake. It was actually a really good thing. Adamus, how you doing? Here we go. We're going down. How deep do you want to go today? I got it goes deep. It doesn't stop. It keeps on going. The thing is, you keep on diving to the center of Ed. When you get there, you're gonna find out there's nothing there. There's nothing there. It's just you talking to yourself. How deep do you want to go? At least we're doing something right. The coffee's good. Oh my god, those are the worst. I think at the timeshare meetings they throw meth into your water too. Because yeah, every time we do one of those timeshare meetings, me and my wife start fighting, and then she buys something. So they make it so you're unstable. They're putting something in the air. Don't drink the water. Don't drink the orange juice they give you. Those timeshare meetings are like massage parlors. You don't want to go to those. They're doing something that's illegal. I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure. There's no way they sell that much stuff. I'm pretty sure they're throwing some research chemical that they figured out just drops your inhibitions. It's easier said than done, Christelle. Easier said than done. How many timeshares have you bought? At least one, right? All of us have bought at least one of those things. Oh my god. One's All right. The next item we got is a light Hawaiian, light 12-ounce Hawaiian. The timeshares are actually worth it in Hawaii because like they've got the Hilton's got like in on Big Island alone they got four Hiltons that you can go to, and on Oahu they've got like three, and then on Maui they've got like one. So like you can actually use these things in Hawaii if you live in Hawaii. Don't come to Hawaii and buy a timeshare because you're never gonna use it. But if you live in Hawaii and you buy one, it's actually worth it. All right, so this is our light roast. This one doesn't taste like coffee. This one's gonna give you a really strong buzz. Maybe come to the Waikoloa. They got the last minute. So the actual timeshare doesn't really work, right? But they got these last calls where you can get a room like a suite for $200, and that's like it's like a two-bedroom. Like that's actually pretty amazing. So, um, do we do tours? We do tastings, but I haven't been doing tastings lately because I just been exhausted. So because I do the tastings myself. So, but if you guys mention you came off whatnot, I'm gonna make time for you. Like be like, I saw your show, 12 Monkeys, one of my favorite. Yeah, one of my favorites. What character are you in 12 Monkeys? And the movie Seven. I feel like I'm that guy that made the two guys kill each other. That's me. Made the guy, the John and the prostitute kill each other. And that's what I did to Russia and Ukraine. I haven't told them this is what I'm gonna do to you. I start playing that movie over and over again, and then anyway, we told you too much. All All right, let's do some samplers of the light Hawaiian. I also have a light estate today, a little bit different. A light estate sample, seven. Do that for seven. Trying to keep prices a little bit lower since one day Viegas. Today I've got a call. I don't know if I should tell you this either, but these people gotta get used to it. I'm an open book, so I got a call with the former head of the Air Force Research Laboratory. He wants equity in my spaceships, but he doesn't want to pay for it. He wants to trade for work because government people don't have money. But he's a really cool guy. I like him. So I think I'm gonna do it. But it depends on how much time. He doesn't have any time. Took him 8 months. He's not gonna give me cash. But I can use him to raise money. Then I have to lower my prices for coffee. Alright, if you bring are they? Yeah, that'll be fun. My daughter loves playing with people. She's so much fun yesterday. I've, all right, so we got. I lost the narrative. I only sold. I lost it. You're right, Sandon. I say I'm taking your advice. I need to. I need to. Coffee is great, but it's getting slowed down. It's too slow. It's too dependent on the economy. We need something where the government just pays you money, like food stamps. Sometimes it's easier. All right, I'm gonna stop rambling. Okay, let's start this over. We're coming at you live from Hawaii. You know, the problem with whatnot is I know all of you guys, so I feel like I'm boring you. And so I just ignore the new people. And I don't even talk about the coffee after a while. So I think I need to like take a break, switch platforms or something. All right, let's try this again. We're gonna we're gonna we're doing Hawaiian coffee here. So if you guys have been thinking about giving coffee up, you look at coffee as a vice, almost like a cigarette, where you got to go through the pain, the stomach aches, the acid reflux just to get the buzz that you need every morning. You have to try Hawaiian coffee. It's a completely different experience. It doesn't give you the jitters, it doesn't give you acid reflux, it doesn't give you indigestion. It doesn't really even give you the shits. Like it doesn't make you even have to go to the bathroom. You do have to pee, but it doesn't really give you the shits. And the reason for that is because of how we pick our coffee. Part of it is our climate. We do have some of the best climate for Hawaii. I mean, for growing coffee. We have an active volcano here, and that volcano is constantly replenishing the soil with micronutrients. That makes our coffee berries and beans actually grow larger and less. There's going to be less bitterness and almost no sourness to it. But on top of that, the lack of sourness and the extreme levels of sugar is due to how we pick the coffee. Most of the world's coffee is either picked with a machine or it's picked by somebody who's getting paid $1 per 100 pounds of coffee. So that imagine if you're getting paid $1 per 100 pounds. That translates to $1 per 10,000 coffee fruits. And if you're getting paid like that, I think I zoomed in on myself. Does that happen? If you're getting paid like that, you're not going to be picking the ripe coffee. You're going to be picking whatever coffee you can get away with. And the coffee bean itself looks the same if you pick the coffee pink, if you pick it like a Fuji apple color where it's just got a blotch of green on it, or if you pick it purple where it's like soft and ready to fall off the trees. So there's a difference about 4 weeks of that coffee sitting on the tree between when it first turns red versus when it turns purple. So think about a strawberry. If you woke up every morning and you ate an unripe strawberry, what would happen? You would get stomach aches and acid reflux. And if someone told you, oh, strawberries are supposed to taste like this, All you gotta do is throw some cream and sugar in there. As much you can throw in as much as you want. After a while, you'd be eating strawberries with, you'd be eating more cream and sugar than you would be strawberries because strawberries are so sour that you'd have to just throw as much cream. And that's what's going on with your coffee. Every day, that's what you're doing. But you let that strawberry turn ripe. You let it become almost mushy, right? Then you can eat as many of those strawberries as you wanted, and it doesn't make a difference. It's not going to hurt your stomach. I eat one of those unripe strawberries, and my mouth starts to hurt, my teeth hurt. It feels like I'm wearing my teeth away. That's with coffee too. A lot of people like coffee destroys your teeth. Coffee doesn't destroy your teeth. Unripe coffee destroys your teeth. The acid in coffee destroys your teeth. But if you drink ripe coffee, you don't need to put sugar in there. It's already sweet. There's no bitterness. There's no aftertaste. You don't get coffee breath. It doesn't hurt your stomach. Doesn't give you acid reflux. Doesn't give you indigestion. And so that's what you guys have been tolerating. It's just you guys just drinking unripe coffee every single day, and of course you're gonna get indigestion and stomach issues, and you're gonna think it's unhealthy because it is. And that's what's going on. So if you just started drinking our coffee, or if you haven't drunk our coffee before, you probably want to drink this Hawaiian. You want to drink the dark roast. The dark roast is gonna taste like coffee. It's gonna be smooth, but have the rich coffee flavor. It's but it's gonna be, it's gonna brew out like coffee. It's gonna be strong bodied, but without the bitterness. It's gonna be a richer flavor than probably what you're used to. Has kind of like that sweet toasted caramel flavor and a little bit of cacao, but less sour than even chocolate. If you ever had cacao powder, it's kind of sour, right? And it's bitter. Our coffee has no sourness and no bitterness to it. So that's our dark roast. And then we have a lighter roast which will give you a buzz. And if you're drinking this coffee because you want to try a specialty coffee, you guys have but before I do light roast, let's do another dark sampler. And the dark roast is just a really sweet cup of coffee. People come to my farm, they try the light roast, and unless they're like more advanced coffee drinkers, they've been drinking, specialty coffees for a while, then they love it. Otherwise, they're like, oh, this is really interesting. It tastes like a tea. I've never had a coffee like this before. And then when the dark roast hits their lips, they're like, wow, this is coffee. Yeah, they get really excited. And then after that, what happens is they go for a 10-minute walk. They come back, and then they're really excited. Like, normally when I drink a cup of coffee, my stomach hurts. I start getting acid reflux, and so I can't drink that much of it. But but I don't feel anything at all. I just feel good, and they buy 4 bags. That's my typical sequence of what happens when people try the coffee in person. So I have sampled this coffee out to thousands of people, and all of them pretty much react the same way. And that's why, if you never tried this coffee before, you definitely need to try it. It's specialty coffee, single origin coffee. It's coffee that is this coffee was roasted on Saturday. It was shelled a month ago. Coffee actually has a shell on it. You guys probably don't know that. Coffee is a nut that grows on trees. It's a nut. It's got a shell. It's the kernel of the coffee fruit. And when you shell it, it starts going bad. But all of our imported coffees have to be shelled before they go to port. So even your green beans have been sitting in the port for like months before they actually get roasted, which is okay. A few months is okay. Sometimes more. And then your roasted coffee been sitting on the shelf for up to 18 months. So if you see a best by date on your coffee and it says, September 2026, it means it was roasted September 2025 or earlier. This was roasted on Saturday. So that makes a huge difference. Coffee is actually like a baked good. And so it's almost like cookies. Really is very similar to cookies. It's got sugar, it's got caramel, the it's got the dough. Coffee is like a grain. In fact, before we started drinking coffee, uh, people were baking with it. People were grinding into a powder and baking with it. That must have been a crazy, you'd be eating bread and just flying. So it's got the dough, it's got the sugar, it's got the fruitiness, it's got the chocolate, it's got the raisins. It's almost like a cookie. And sure, cookies are shelf stable and you can leave them maybe for 6 months or a year and you can still eat them, but they're not good after 6 months to a year, right? And they can still have some mold in it, and that mold germinates and gives you bad cookie breath. Same with the coffee breath. Whereas if you eat it fresh, it's gonna be a good cookie, and that's the real difference. I'm gonna do a few more of these 1 ounce samplers. There are no kings here. Super slow lately, though. I am a peasant. I come from farming stock. Just 3 generations ago, 2 generations ago, my family were farmers. Were they? Not really. My dad's family were farmers. My mom's family was always non-farmers. All right, city people. 2 ounce Hawaiian dark. Let's go to the light. So if you guys want to try some light roast, the light roast is your specialty coffee, right? You get the fruitiness. This is single origin. It scores well in a specialty coffee association cup and contest. You get the fruitiness. All right, whimsical. And guys, let me know if anything's missing. Sometimes you get a packing sheet with my packers have been circling stuff that they couldn't find or pack. So just let me know and give me your email address, and if you're missing anything, I'll send it back to you guys. Man, $1 on these are practically giveaways. S- So the Hawaiian Light is nutty. It tastes like a chocolate covered raisin, and it will not give you, most light roasts are too sour to drink, whereas our light roast is a little bit nutty, almost like a brown sugar cookie. It's not sour at all. It's going to give you twice the buzz of regular coffee because it's got this compound in it called trigonelline, trigonelline. And when you roast trigonelline to 250 degrees, it becomes something called methylamine, which is the meth part of methamphetamine. So there's a little bit of that in my coffee. That's why you hear me come on here every day and talking about aliens and the CIA and none of it's real, guys. It's the trigonelline talking. Kona does get mad. Yeah, they ushered me down to the main post office. They don't want to take my mail anymore. So trigonelline will give you the buzz in coffee. That's why you can't drink caffeine and feel the way you feel on coffee. Buff the magic dragon. And if you guys are trying to get buff, coffee will help you lift weights and get cut, especially the light roast and the white roast, because trigonelline is actually methylated niacin, so it actually boosts your NAD levels in the muscles. It's the only source of vitamin B3 that your muscles can use directly. And so they've done measurements on people who take trigonelline supplements, and their grip strength increases significantly. So if you guys have heard coffee is good for people who work out, and you're not making it up, or they're not making it up, I'm gonna give you guys 2 pounds of extra fancy white. I'm just gonna run random things. So if you guys want some extra fancy white, there it is, 2 pounds. Second cup of dark pea berry. That's good stuff. Yeah, maybe I'll just try to run larger bags of my higher strength. She used to have a lot of grip strength. I think she used it all up. She has Tourette's, so like she used to be really strong. Like she could break windows and security doors, and she has destroyed walls, put holes in walls. But I think whatever Tourette's does, yeah, whatever Tourette's does, just depleted her tendons or muscles or whatever it was. So she's kind of weak now. I would take her with me everywhere I went because I just felt safe around her because I know that if you piss her off, she'll just she used to just she would just destroy. But now it's all my fault. All right, what are we doing? I can tell I'm not gonna sell any. When there's no momentum in the shows, it becomes very tough for me to sell anything because I don't know what to do anymore. Um, so our light Hawaiian will give you a strong buzz, maybe twice the buzz of your dark, because the trigonylene is a highly volatile compound. It kind of evaporates by the time you get to a dark roast. It becomes part of the flavor, but it doesn't um, it's no longer bioactive. Whereas our light roast still has quite a bit of it in there. Looks like my connection is poor too. She was my bodyguard for a while, yeah, but I don't think she's strong enough anymore. You drink the white coffee these days? Is it giving you a nice buzz? How's the dark peaberry? The dark peaberry is super strong. It's very rich. The richest of all our coffees is the dark peaberry. I'll let you guys get this light Hawaiian for 22.75, and this was also just roasted on Saturday. Light roast, you need to let it sit for about 2 weeks before it has its optimal flavor. So, our light roast coffee here. The light roast tastes like a um, chocolate covered raisin sugar cookie with a touch of peanuts, almost like a Reese's Pieces peanut butter cup. So nice and smooth with almost no sourness. That's got a touch of tanginess just from like a tanginess in a raisin, which is almost nothing. And leaves your mouth feeling clean, almost like you drank a tea. What do you sell, whimsical spooks? Let's take a look at your profile. I realize I can look at profiles. You're selling art, carnivorous plants. Interesting. We're not allowed to sell plants in Hawaii. Sell arts of plants. That's cool. How's that work? Selling art on whatnot. Seems like a good idea. You get a nice following. I feel like a lot of artists should be selling their art on whatnot. The thing about art, right, is I was using my wife as my front to be an artist for a while, and we made a really good progress. She almost got started getting famous, and as soon as she started getting successful, she cut me out. She was like, "You're not part of this anymore." I was doing everything except for the art. She was executing everything, but then and she almost got, she started getting kind of famous. And as soon as that happened, her family was like, "Ed's too involved in your career." And I was driving the whole thing. So the second they cut me out of her art, she's just wanted to make art about like love and seashells. And then after that, she just no one wanted her art anymore. She didn't go anywhere. And after that, I promised I'd never collaborate with my wife again. because it was just anytime anything got successful, she couldn't handle a collaboration. It had to be all about her. But you can look us up, Tara Cronin, fine art, photography, everything up to uh, hieroglyphic writing was mine. And it was, but I guess my point was, I realized that the really successful artists, they're either laundering money or selling themselves, like trafficking them, finding a husband. That's really what it comes down to, I think. Your artists are, maybe this is wrong, but for me, what it felt like was they were either people were looking for ways to launder their money through your art, or they were trying to buy you to be their spouse, or they wanted to. It was like traffic. It was like high class trafficking, and if you didn't do that, you weren't going to be able to sell your art. So I don't know. So maybe it's better. I have a really jaded perspective on everything. The Couture we're out of. Unfortunately, we're out of Couture. The white tea will keep you going for a few months. It'll, but then I've been crashing. I've been crashing and burning since I feel like 3 months into the white coffee, it's you got to keep drinking it, otherwise you just run out of energy. So if you guys want to try the white coffee, here's some white coffee. You have Katura NFS. What is NFS? Yeah, I think it doesn't feel like today, this morning, not for sale. You guys need some white coffee. So these are the Hawaiian grade whites, and I didn't have any white coffee today, so it really gets you going. Did I scare people? Yeah. I need it. I need the white coffee now. It's not that bad. It's like drinking 10 cups of coffee, right? It's like drinking 10 cups of dark roast in 1 cup. I think that's, you ever have maybe 5 cups of coffee? It was actually one of you guys asked me for the white coffee. You get really energized. Your body kind of tingles. You want to work. You want to clean. Your muscles feel good. I definitely feel like it makes you think a little bit too much. That part's no good. I think if you start overthinking on white coffee, you might want to consider the cocoa tea. I notice when I drink the cocoa tea, immediately it counteracts the white coffee somehow. So, um, in my that's the cacao tea seems to counteract. It's like the instant antidote for the white coffee. I'm not sure why. Might be because cacao tea has this mirror isomer of caffeine. So it probably just starts blocking up the caffeine. But yeah, so if you need like an antidote to the white coffee, the cacao tea seems to do that. But it's not that strong. I mean, I was selling it. I was telling people this is like a pain, like a painkiller. It's like a Percocet, and then some people bought it and they got really mad at me. They're like, "This is not like a Percocet. You shouldn't have been selling it like this." So they really wanted that Percocet. So it's not even as strong as a Percocet. So you know it's good, but it's not that good. A little bit of crackheads, yeah. They used to call me Crackhead Ed in high school. They had no idea. But all right, let's see what else we got going on here. So did I? It's our white coffee there. I didn't drink any coffee, so I'm really slow today. Very slow. All right, so those are Hawaiian grade coffees. I also have a larger bag of the white if you want them. The 12-ounce bag of the white coffee. I guess the pricing doesn't make sense. If you're paying $4 for 2 ounces, what should you be paying for 12 ounces? 6 times 4 is 24, so you should be paying less than 24. Let me lower the price a little bit. How about we'll do these for 22? She's making iced coffee for you. Is that what you're saying? That's good. It definitely, what's this red thing on my, oh, there it is. Definitely helps with pain, I think, especially as we get older. It helps with the pain. Helps with the joint. I shouldn't have said that. I'm not supposed to tell you that. Damn it. I'm just really bad at keeping things to myself. I'm really bad at doing that. Miranda's appreciate. Yeah, it won't give you acid reflux. Won't give you indigestion because of how ripe it is when we pick the coffee. We pick it overripe. We wait for the coffee to come deep red, purple, or brown before picking it. We don't spray with any chemical pesticide, so the coffee is literally soft when we pick it, and that just helps with your. I'm glad it does. There's one thing, nothing worse than pain except indigestion. I feel like indigestion is the worst pain because your brain is down. We have the largest concentration of nerve nerves in our stomach. So like when you get indigestion, it's like you just get cranky, can't do anything. Also doesn't give you the shits. You like the buzz. It also tastes good, right? The white coffee tastes like a corn grain drink. Kind of interesting. It doesn't taste like coffee anymore. It's still raw. And the smell. Oh, okay. It smells like almost like freshly baked cornflakes. So white coffee, good stuff. We also have the white coffee in an extra fancy if you want to get the highest grade of the white coffee. The Hawaiian grade is a little bit less dense. Seems to be a little bit less smooth in terms of how up and down you go. Whereas the extra fancy white is a little bit smoother in terms of the buzz, the way the buzz kind of peaks. It is like an energy drink. We're talking about it like it's a drug, and I would treat it a little bit like it's a drug. It's not like crazy, but it's definitely more than coffee. So if you want the extra fancy white, here's a 2 ounce sample of that. Ever since we've been staying indoors, I've been getting sick. I haven't gotten sick for years when I didn't have any walls. All right. If you guys want 2 pounds of white coffee, I do 2 pounds for. Give you guys 2 pounds of the extra fancy white for $99. Still kind of. So extra fancy. The grading in Kona goes Hawaiian, goes off grade, off grade Hawaiian, prime, number one, fancy, extra fancy. So this is our extra fancy. This is the biggest beans that we have. I would grind it coarse, Allison, like a coarse sea salt, and then work your way finer. If you have an automatic grinder, put it at the coarsest setting. If you're grinding it with a spice grinder, you want it to have a little bit of chunks, and that'll really bring out the sweetness. Wilton, thanks for the raid. What do you sell, Wilton? Let's see. Never look at your profiles. I'm one of those people that never follow people back, never look at other people's profiles. Knives. Nice. You're like Mac the Knife. What kind of knives do you sell? I had a friend who was really into illegal knives, and he'd always have them all over, but there'd be blood on them. It's not funny. Anyway, he went to jail. It's not funny. All right, what are we doing? Let's do. I got some light estate here. I got some light estate coffee, and this is a higher grade of light roast. I have 6 of these as samples, so see if you guys want them. No one even wants it. Yeah, I can really feel like I'm getting letters in the mail from people saying that, oh, you know what? I think there's a coupon. Yeah, I do have a coupon today. If you spend $100 used, I don't know if how that works, how you enter a coupon. So I don't really know how it works. I don't want to say you have a coupon and you guys can't use it. So apparently, just like if you spend $100, you get $10 off. But I don't know how the coupons work. So I thought I put it on here, but I don't know. I think maybe I need to go back to sleep. Put you guys to sleep. We got some dark extra fancy, the biggest beans that we have. Maybe I should start this back at the farm. These are the biggest beans that we have. And the dark extra fancy beans are 19 screen or above. So this will be the richest, the sweetest, and the most buttery of all the coffees that we have. All this coffee guaranteed not to give you acid reflux or indigestion. And yeah, I think I need to go back to sleep. Do you guys have any last requests? I'm not feeling it right now. It's good stuff though. You need more coffee. Maybe we'll come in on the next show this way, so you guys can take advantage of your shipping. So if anyone who bought anything, if you want anything else, let me know for better shipping. Otherwise, I think I'm gonna go back to sleep. It's only 6 a.m. here. I think I woke up too early. All right, guys.